Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, episode 3 of our Seattle Kraken franchise mode series. So in episodes 1 and 2, we got the team, we made some moves, we went through the first season, obviously was not very good as anticipated, went through the draft, and now we are at free agency, and we'll go through free agency all the way through next season in this episode. Guys, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel and check me out on Twitch. I go live every single day at noon Eastern time. All right, let's get into episode 3 of the Seattle Kraken franchise mode. All right, so here is the situation. Jared McCann did lead the team in scoring in the first year, and obviously we did not have that great of a season. So let's take a look quickly, just like who is still on the roster and should we move. I saw some comments, and again, guys, I appreciate all the comments in the video. Billy Moffa specifically said, off-season ideas: sign a decent forward, 84 to 87 overall. Trade Giordano while his value is high and get a good prospect D-man or get a first-round pick. Trade veterans or bad contracts for prospects, like guys like a medium 6, top 6, or medium 4 D-man, and get lots of picks to draft a big prospect pool. I really like this idea. Obviously, our draft this year wasn't anything crazy. We got kind of shafted in the draft lottery. We've got Savoy and Clark up at the top. Those are really our biggest pieces that we have on our team. We still got Giordano, 38 years of age. The only thing I want to say about Giordano is I like the fact that we have him on the back end as the first captain of the Seattle Kraken. I don't really want to move on from him, just as a personal thing. I think you should if you are, trying to do this, trying to min-max your team, but I don't really want to move on from him. After that, Calle Yarncroke is 30 years old, and he's got 2 years left on his deal. We have $12.6 million in cap space, so there's really no reason for me to get rid of him just yet. Maybe next season when his deal is expiring. Other than that, we've got Donskoy, Cale Fleury. We could move on from. These guys are all on one-year deals, and again, I don't want to lose them for anything. In terms of goaltenders, we've got Drieger and Vanashek. Obviously, we started this before them signing Grubauer, which was still just a stunning move, in my opinion. But really, our goaltenders is in a decent spot. We also got Casa down here as well as a medium starter. So we've got some prospects to look at, but I want to take a look at the free agents because there is some interesting ones that I think could really help us out. Obviously, scoring was a big issue for us here. And when we take a look at just the overalls, we've got Dustin Byfuglien, who wants $11 million for 1 year. Absolutely not. So also Patrice Bergeron. The thing is, guys, I want to get incrementally better. I don't want to just sign guys, get locked into deals, and then when our young prospects that we're building up end up just absolutely hammering us. So I'm looking at younger guys, and someone in the comments as well made a point that get Victor Olofsson. He wasn't qualified. He's only 26 with no offers. So if we go down here, Olofsson usually wants like an absolute ton of money. 26 years old. He's an 85 overall at $5.475 million per. I actually don't mind that at all because he sims really well in NHL, and since no one else wants him, there's a good shot that we could get him. Again, we need to focus on forwards. Some other options that I'm seeing here: Ryan Strome wants 3 years at 5.5. We still don't have a number one center. Also, Phil Kessel at 4.275. He wants a 1 year deal. I'm low key, and no one wants him. I'm low key. I kind of think we should grab him. And if he doesn't work out, we can flip him at the deadline. That might be where I'm leading right now. Just because I think that might, much like what Taylor Hall was this year in the real NHL, I think that might actually be the play. The only thing is we could go to 4.5, sign him for 2 years. And if he does do really well, his contract will be insane. No, I like this deal. We get in a veteran forward, someone to fill the seats. We'll see if he signs. I don't know if he will, but it's not an overly insane amount of money to give up. The other players that I'm looking at, again, in the $5 to $6 million range, David Perron. I don't want to sign anyone really old. I do like that Olofsson deal. I think we're going to come back to that. The other options are Dennis Malgin wants, $6 million. The thing I will say about NHL in terms of franchise mode, I think the mode is in a great place. I think it could be incredible if there was roster sharing. I think that would just really make this mode pop. But some of the contracts for forwards specifically, it's just an awful lot of money that they want in this game. Like Dennis Malgin, I mean, I don't know, but I guess, but given what the defensive market it looks like in the real NHL, maybe I'm wrong because that's absolutely insane. Darnell Nurse specifically. All right, so we've got another option in Carver Haig, 1-year deal at 4.9. Kubalik is they're only 26 again, so like Max Domi at 83 wants under 3 million. I kind of like this deal because again, we could just flip him at the deadline, but a 2-year deal. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. That's some more offensive depth. I'm cool with that. And he's under 3 mil. I'll take that every day of the week. PK Subban wants way too much money. Here's Jake McCabe under 3. Riley Smith, another option for us, guys. Again, I'm looking for these kind of lower to mid 80 overall players that, we can sign and see. Actually, you know what? That's the one other thing we need to do is check out the coaching staff because the coaching staff, from what I remember, didn't really fit the team. The problem is that we can't really work around this team because a lot of these players won't be on it, but he did do half decent. We do need to sign a goalie coach, though, so I'll go ahead and do that after. But I think we're going to sim through a couple days and see if Kessel signs. We get an offer for Larson. I don't want to move. Yeah, we're gonna have to move up. That Alexiak contract is really rough in real, not. I don't think it's that bad in real life considering the other contracts that were given out. But Max Domi is now a Seattle Kraken and Phil Kessel. So we've got two new offensive weapons for us. Take a look at the contracts real quick and how many contracts we've had. Let's take a look at centers. We've got McCann, Domi, Appleton, and Blake Coleman, which isn't terrible. It's not good, but it's not terrible. Left wings, Jan Krok and Tanev. Right wings, we've got a lot more in Eberle, Kessel. Yanni Gord can play both. And then Donskoy as well as Cole Lynn. So, yeah, if we move over Donskoy to left wing, then we're in a little bit better spot there. Defensemen, we've got Mark Giordano, Vince Dunn, Adam Larson, Fleury, Cholowski, Fleury, his brother. I believe it's his brother. Alexiak. Yeah, he's only an 80 overall, and he's making a lot of money for a while. I doubt we're even going to be able to move him, but he is definitely the contract that we're going to have to move on from. And then in net, we've got Drieger and Vanacek in the system. I don't believe there's anyone that's all that good in terms of forwards. We signed a few last year, but again, it's going to be the same kind of thing as we don't really have any, any draft picks that are coming up. Although Savoy's a 74 overall medium elite. Nah, it's still not enough. We got to let him sit in the NHL or the AHL, I think, for one more year. Or sorry, the junior. My apologies. Possibly, we'll see about that. So let's see if there's any other options here. We could play to the cap, and again, we have 7.6, and again, we could use this to just trade. So we've got a little bit under 6. We'll go to affordable and see what the options are here. Ekholm's available. I don't really want that at all. Boone Jenner. A lot of people want him. Under 6 mil, he's 85, but he's 29. That's not bad, but it's not. Andre Palatz. No. Nazem Kadri. Just trying to think of some decent values. I think Olofsson is the play. You know what? Why not? Again, we can move on from him. That's fine. No one wants him right now. So that's okay. Let's take a look at two ways real quick and just see if there's any guys that like Siegenthaler would be a nice one to play in the AHL, and we might be able to get him for 3 years at that. So we're gonna try that. No picks required. Yeah, it's either they're gonna match that. Okay. Let's take a look. We've got Arturi Lehkonen. We'll see if Lehkonen will resign. 3-year, 2-way deal. And again, I'm just trying to lock up the AHL to make the AHL a little bit better. Because obviously it is not that impressive. Michael Dowcole, and he'll take that, hopefully. Marco Dano. I was talking about this in my draft recap video. Man, that year where the Blue Jackets had 3 first-round picks, it just did not work. It was Marco Dano, Wenberg, and I believe Kirby Reichel, if I remember that correctly. They just all did not pan out at all. Reminded me a little bit this year, but this year they have a little bit more hype in the prospects that they picked. But 850, and all right, let's see how that works out. We don't really need anything else. The one thing I do want to take a look at is signing a goalie coach. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's take a look here. Okay. Any decent ones? We're looking for goalies that like specifically that teaches goaltenders and then as your goalie coach, but they're all going to be like the D's or E's. If you find a C, take a look at them. And the only thing that matters is teaching for goaltenders. So there really isn't any here. So we're just going to go ahead and look through. We're looking for A minus, A minus. Is there an A plus? An A. All right. Bjorn Reefers. What a name. All right. NHL goalie coach, and we'll offer that, and we'll see how that goes. Okay. In terms of scouts, we need to hire some scouts as well. I'll go ahead and jump ahead, and I'll hire the scouts, and then we'll come back. All right, so I went ahead and got all the scouts and everything like that. Arturi Lehkonen did take the AHL offer. Siegenthaler did not. Dalcol did, so we've got a couple of AHLers now to round out the squad. And let's take a look at the contract situation. Yeah, we're still waiting on Olofsson, actually, so we'll see. And there he is. Victor Olofsson accepts that, so now we are pretty close to the cap. I want to take a look at our trading block, though, because we need to... Alexiak is the one that we've got to keep on here. But other than that, there isn't really a ton of players that I want to move on from. Kessel, maybe. Again, this is all going to depend on the how the season goes, right? Like, Kessel could stay if we challenge for a playoff spot, and I think we're going to do a lot better than last year, but we're good to go, and we're going to sim the next season and see where we're at. All right, here we are, guys. Beginning of year 2. Let's set up the team and see where we're at. The problem was our coach really did not like our squad at all. And yeah, we're kind of picking up where we left off. But again, I'm all right. Just if they don't pan out, they don't pan out, or they don't really. Again, it's not really an issue for me at all. Although, all right, Domi works up there. McCann goes here. Blake Coleman. I wish he kind of went somewhere. A little bit Yanni Gord. Yeah, the boys just don't really fit this coach at all. I could fire him, but it's like, I don't think this will change anything. Does not look so. So our team is a little bit better just overall based on overalls. On defense, our defense is low-key nice. 90 overall for Giordano. Larson's up to an 86. Cale Fleury an 84. Dunn is of 88. And then Fleury and Jeremy Lozon. I'm just seeing who's scratched. We've got Cholowski and Alexiak. I think over Lozon, but I don't know where we're going to put him. Because there's no right defense. I don't believe so. Yeah, they're both lefties. They both fit nice, though. So maybe we've got to move on from them then. So that's okay. We will... the one thing is we do need to keep one of them because Giordano's probably done soon. It's just a lot of money for the cap space. If any of them struggle, we could move on from them, but I don't think any of this will change anything. Just taking a quick look again. So I think going forward, part of me wants to just go and get a new coach, but I don't know if I want to mess around with it this season because it really does not matter. As Drieger and Vanacek are both 88s. Take a look at the specialty teams. Yeah, like this is fine. What's Domi's face-off rating? 76. Jared McCann's is slightly better. Just trying to see if who else doesn't fit the... Domi doesn't really fit the power play. Is there anyone else I'm missing here? Dunn and Giordano. Appleton, Gord, Olofsson's down. Olofsson is not. Yeah, he is on the team or on the line. Tanev and then, Phil Kessel. We need to put Kessel on here. Let's try Kessel up here. Doesn't. Wow, he just the boys just do not fit very well. Eberle. Oh, we could go like this. Helps out a little bit. All right, so there it is. Let's take a look at the AHL. As Morgan Geeky's up to a 76. This isn't going to work. Can we mess with this a little bit? There we go. And the AHL team is actually low-key pretty nice. We might have a playoff team here. Defensively, wow, that isn't going to do it. Okay. Carson Sousey's there. What about Nets? We've got Gustafson and Michael Burden. All right, so that's not bad at all. So the Lions look half decent. Who doesn't sign? Is there anyone else still in free agency? Oh, actually, real quick, we should just take a look at our extensions. Oh, whoops. Don't want to do that. We'll have to do that afterwards. Okay. All right. So let's go take a look at some of the free agents. Coaching staff is good. Some of the free agents we have available. Malgin still wants way too much money. Zach Parise only wants 3. We only have 2.8 in terms of our money available, and there really isn't anyone that's a big increase in value here. But, yeah, look, we'll try and acquire some picks. So we're going to go ahead and sim to the regular season here. So I don't want that. And we're going to trade out any of the guys that we just don't want that are coming to the end of their contracts that we took in the expansion draft and start working towards the draft that's coming up, because Connor Bedard is in this draft, and I really, really, really want him. So we're going to go ahead and get through the regular season here. Okay. We're here on January 1st of 2023, and these Kraken are in second place in the division with 47 points. Mark Giordano, 42 points in 37 games. The captain, just having an unbelievable season. Free agent acquisition, Phil Kessel, point per game. And then we've got Yanni Gordon, Olofsson, who we also signed. So Kessel and Olofsson already making a huge impact. I'm curious to see where Domi is. Not nearly as good, but I mean, the other boys are just teeing off here, which is awesome to see, especially Giordano. That is going to be interesting. Actually, he might be leading the Norris. Let's take a look around the league and who's leading the league in points. So Kucherov with 51, Stamkos is there. And man, I mean, yeah, Giordano's not that far off. Let's take a look at defensemen. He is leading the league among defensemen in points, which is crazy, with plus 22. That is nuts. I mean, that is stunning. In terms of goaltenders, Carey Price having a great year. Wow. Let's go with wins. And then, yeah, Carey Price is having an unbelievable year. And both of our goalers, it looks like we're... Vanacek is 12-4 with a 904, and Drieger's 11-9-1 with a 9. Yeah, so they're splitting that. Let's take a look at rookies real quick. And we've got Peyton Krebs leading the way, almost point per game. Ilya Shishkinov, when was he drafted? He was the second overall pick in this last draft that just happened. Calvin Kwong, who I believe was the second overall pick, in this year's draft that just passed. Shishkinov was last year. Okay. And Ryan Merkley for the Sharks, who in real life I hope pans out, but I doubt it. All right, so there's really nothing that we can change here. Like, this is, things are looking low-key kind of nice. Our first line of Kessel, Domi. The only change I can make is this, but I really don't know if I want to, because, I mean, no, that doesn't really... There's really no point to that. Yarncroak is doing... wow, I think we should go like that. He moved him up because he's definitely performing. Our second line just is not doing much of anything. But hey, everything's looking nice here so far. So we'll go ahead and get towards the deadline, and then we're going to have some decisions to make, because we might be a playoff team in year 2 of this franchise, and that would be low-key stunning. So here we go. We'll sim up to the deadline. All right, we're approaching the deadline here, and we did go on a bit of a losing streak. We're now 33, 24, and 3. Still in a wild card spot, though, and it looks like we're about 9 points up. Wow. Is that right? Yeah, it looks like we're 9 points up on a playoff spot. Oh, that changes things. Phil Kessel with 59 points in 60 games. Man. That just, that really makes things interesting in terms of who is done after this. So, Giordano, we're going to have to re-sign. Kessel, oh, he's having a good year. He's probably going to get a huge contract extension. I would love to make the playoffs in year 1, though, or year 2, though. That would be pretty crazy. Cale Fleury at 24. I mean, I think a better idea is... Let's take a look at what they want in terms of contract extension and go from there. Okay. So let's go to expiring and let's take a look. So Giordano's expiring. How much does he want? 8 mil for 2 years. I really don't want to lose him. Just again, I think for the integrity of the mode and the build, I want to see Giordano stay as a Kraken. It's this one I'm curious about. Like Phil Kessel wants 5.8. Man, but he's like leading the team. Donskoy wants 3.8 as an 82. I think we should get rid of Donskoy. Cholosky, same thing with Cholosky maybe, although he's not bad at all, but he's a left defenseman, and we just don't need another left defenseman. Let's see what Blake Coleman wants. Oh, he actually wants a pretty decent deal. An 81 for 1.75, and he's looking for an extension, so we might be able to get him cheaper. I think that might be the play. Fleury, what does Fleury want? Fleury wants 2.6. He's an 82, an 81 overall. Right defenseman. We don't really have much in terms of who's coming up. Although we do have Brant Clark. You know what? I want Brant Clark on the team next year. So let's move on from Fleury and not re-sign him. So we'll look to trade Fleury. Coleman I want to re-sign because I think that the cost that he want is just not a lot. And it looks like he wants to take a deal because he wants to re-sign. So we'll see if it takes 1.6 for 3 years. Again, that's not damning by any stretch of the imagination. Giordano, I mean, I feel like we should just do 1-year deals with Giordano. That just seems to be the smartest. And he does want to resign, so he looks like 6.9 or 7 mil is the price here. He's gonna drop off significantly in overall in one season. Like he's already an 84. So we'll see. The Phil Kessel dilemma as well. He's 35, and I really think that we should trade him as he does have value, but he's our best forward right now, and I want to go for it. It's just, I could trade him. If we get an extension here, another one, like what we could do is just trade him at the draft. Like, he might accept 5 mil. This kind of covers our basis. Donskoy, we're going to trade Donskoy. We're going to trade Cholosky. We're going to trade Fleury. Cole Lind. What does Cole Lind want? Oh, that's a nice deal. Yeah, I'll take that. 1.4. 2 years at 1. He's an 81 overall. I wonder if he takes... Again, it depends if he takes a deal or not. Yeah. Let's see if he takes 1.2 for 3 years. I'm okay with that. That's a pretty cheap one. Susie, same kind of situation. Like, how much money does he want? I feel like we're not going to get anything for him. Maybe. Oh, that's really cheap. But, again, he wants a one-way deal. Let's try trade Susie. Gleason in the AHL. We'll keep him in the AHL. I think that that's a solid play here. And Geeky we'll keep in the AHL. And, again, we'll see if we can sign these guys to 3-year deals. Anderson... yeah, he wants 2. He could take 2 years. Okay, then True. Okay. Actually, does he take 3? Yes, he does. Twinarski. I don't think he wants to, but we'll try. That was the most surprising one. And then Brant Clark. Hunwick, no. Will Borgen wants a... Yeah, that's fine. And then some draft picks. In terms of goaltenders, let's see where we're at. Decord. We could sign Decord, although Costa's already there. But you can never have too much goalie depth. All right. I don't know if who we should trade for. So let's go ahead and see if we can start offering some of the guys that we do want to get rid of. And maybe we can kind of fill the hole and get some prospects or some picks for them. But, yeah, we'll take a second and we'll go through that. All right, so we'll start first with Cholosky and the Ducks. It does fit. And since he doesn't play, we don't really need I wonder if we can get like a 2/3. That's probably a little much. Can we get 1/3? Bang. All right, so that's an easy one. Cholowski wasn't playing, and he didn't make our team. So, and we have Brant Clark coming, so that does change some things as well. As Fleury, Larson. We can go ahead and get rid of Cale Fleury, I believe. Donskoy was another one. I don't think anyone is going to want Donskoy, though. Oh, maybe. They're at 50 contracts, and he's our third liner, though. Let's take a look at skaters matching the block. I doubt there's anyone that they want. Dominic Bach. Yeah, we would have to trade something else to get him. Okay, so we could look and see if we can just get some picks, I guess, and go from there. There's really no point in keeping him. We're not going to re-sign him. That's just way too much money. Carolina have one. Oh, whoops. All right, the Avalanche. Let's see if let's send him back to the Avalanche. There we go. Let's see, the six rounder's a little less. They're over the cap, so we can't do that. All right, let's keep looking here. We'll find one. This should do it. Okay, let's see. And they want to get rid of picks, so we'll do a 4th rounder. They need someone else to go. Okay, they need. Who do they want to get rid of? Wow, there's no one I really want to get rid of here. Florida does want him. 4th rounder, I think, is the value. I doubt they take a 3rd for Donskoy. Maybe. Wow, it does work. Okay. Is there anything else, actually? Like, I wonder if there's skaters that they want to get rid of. They want to get rid of Sourd if he's not enough potential, so... Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. A 3rd rounder for Donskoy. And we'll call Barturi Lehkonen. And now I'm feeling a little bit better about the squad. Just in terms of like the draft coming up next year. Losing Donskoy on the 3rd line kind of sucks, but that is what it is. And we'll take... Oh, whoops, got to call him up. Okay. All right, so perfect. So we'll put Lehkonen in there, and we'll move Coland up a line. And we really don't move us all that much. And we got a couple of 3rd-round picks, and we'll best lines there. Actually, that sucks. Okay, actually, is Maxim Latunov fit there? Perfect. Change some of these around. I like Morgan Geekie up a little bit further in the lineup. On defense, wow, why do they want to do that? I actually like that a little bit more. Okay. So that works. All right, so we're in pretty good shape now. We're going to just sim a couple days and see if those contract extensions go through because that's going to change some things. Joey Decord resigns, Cole Lynn resigns, and we win. Wow, we shut out the New York Rangers. So, again, our playoff standing is super surprising, but here we are. Will Borgen resigns. Giordano takes the contract extension. Geekie does. Twardski. Blake Coleman resigns at that nice price. And Phil Kessel does as well. Alexander True, Gleason, Josh Anderson. And I think that's okay. So we have gotten pretty much everything that we wanted. Take a look one more time at the expiring contracts. So Fleury and Soucy both have to go. Again, Brant Clark is going to be in the NHL next year. Regardless if it's if he gets to 80 or not, he's going to be in the AHL or the NHL. And so we can get rid of Fleury and Soucy and see if we can get anything for them. And then we'll go to the deadline. All right, so the Leafs do want Fleury and a 2nd and a 3rd this year. We'll see if they take it. They do not. A 2nd, I feel like I can get more. Maybe a 4th? We'll min-max here and see. Bang. Okay, so we got rid of Fleury, and we got a 2nd and a 4th round pick, which works just fine. We're going to have to call up defenseman, though. And now, again, obviously our defense is going to take a hit. And the next right defenseman, I mean, I guess it's Jordan Schmaltz. I don't really want to put him in, but maybe Soucy's going to get traded. Actually, we do have Alexiak, and we can just play him on his offhand. Yeah. I mean, Okay. The entire defensive core is left-handed, which is an issue. But okay, I'll take that. Now let's just move Susie, and then we've done everything we need to. Now we've got a first, second, 2 seconds, 3/3. We can do some damage in the draft. And again, we are going all out to get Connor Bedard this year. I'm not messing around and missing out on the franchise player. We need a stud up front, and we've got a ton of draft picks. So let's go ahead and see if we can't get Susie done. And then I think we're all good to go to finish out the regular season. And we didn't even lose that much on the roster. So we might be able to just kind of keep competing. Wow. And actually, they want him too. So we'll try like a 7th. I doubt that. Maybe a 6th, actually. We'll try 5th. Let's get frisky here. Rejected. Try a 7th. I don't know if this is going to work. Okay, it works. All right, we got rid of that deal, and we got a 6th. All right, I'll take that. Okay, and then Matt Helmut goes in here. All right, boys. I am feeling real nice about where we're at currently with the squad. All right, so we are going to go through the deadline. We don't need to make any trades. We've done everything that we need to do, and we'll finish out the regular season and see if we make the playoffs. So here we go. Okay, fellas, we made the playoffs in year 2. The 97.47 win Seattle Kraken have made the playoffs in year 2. Not going to lie, stunned. But let's take a look at how things shook out. Phil Kessel, 78 points, our free agent acquisition. Absolutely goes off. Giordano right behind him with 78 points. Olofsson, again, another free agent acquisition, 70 points. And shout out to the boys in the comments section for the ideas. Specifically on Olofsson. Yanni Gord gets 53. Yarncroke gets 50. Done there as well. So defense, we had quite a number of points there. And let's take a look in net. We didn't have any rookies. In net, we had Vitek Vanashek, went 25-12, 912 save percentage. He is going to be our starter in the playoffs. The thing is, I want to see if Giordano's got a shot at the Norris. And he does. He led the league in points. He is probably going to win the Norris over John Carlson. Matthews with 101 points there, 50 goals for him. It looks like he takes on the Rocket Richard and Art Ross trophy. Unbelievable performance there. In terms of rookies, Krebs had 74 points in 82 games. That's incredible, as he's more than likely going to win. We'll take a look at the standings. So in the Pacific, we finish 3rd in the division. 1 point back of the Edmonton Oilers, who we will play in the first round, it seems. But yeah, incredible season there. I'm actually blown away, but nonetheless, let's sim it and see who we do play. And it will be the Edmonton Oilers. The AHL, it looks, we went 60-16 in the AHL. Okay. I mean, Jace Howerlick with 73 points. Bo Bennett, Geeky. I mean, what? I'm actually low-key stunned. 65 games. Gustin at a 924 save percentage. He went 47 and... I mean, all right. Well, that's incredible. Nonetheless, our franchise is doing just absolutely insane. We'll take a look at the lines real quick. Again, it will be Olofsson, Domi, and Kessel up front with Eberle, McCann, and Yanni Gord as the second line. Yarncroke down on the third. Actually, yeah, Yarncroke on the third line with Appleton and Cole Lind, and then Lehkonen, Coleman, and Tanev. And all of this with including selling all the players that we were going to lose in contracts. I mean, just a great season any way you look at it. Alexiak jumped in for Fleury, who we traded for some picks as well. And we just got to make sure that Vanashek is the starter because, yeah, great season here. We'll take a look at Edmonton. Obviously, it's not going to be easy to beat Edmonton because of, well, the big two. And the Oilers have Dominic Cahoon, Connor McDavid, and Yamamoto. The real deal, 75 overall. Their depth is bad. On defense, Nurse and Bouchard, Montour, Kleppbaum, Keith, and Strom. That's a little bit better. And then in net, I mean, 83 overall, Braden Holtby. No Mike Smith. Wow. Okay. All right, let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at the other matchups in the NHL or in the postseason as we have got the Kraken, their initial first ever playoff matchup against the Edmonton Oilers, and the Sharks and Knights for the 15th time. We've got the Jets and Canucks, and then Dallas and the Avalanche. On the other side, it's New Jersey and the Hurricanes, Capitals and Flyers, Montreal and Florida, and then Tampa and Toronto. So let's get underway in our first ever playoff matchup here, as we're about to go into game number 1 against the Edmonton Oilers. And here we go through the first period. And it is 1-0 Edmonton. Jason Zucker gets one on Vanashek through 2. It's 2-1. Max Domi gets one back, but it looks like we're going to go into the third trailing. And in the third period, we tie things up as McCann scores a big one on the power play. And folks, we've got overtime in game number 1. All right, here we go in overtime of game number 1. McDavid wins the draw, and the Oilers are threatening first. Here's Yamamoto, fires one on. Vanacek will hold on to that one. And Edmonton buzzing early in overtime as we try and lock it down and get our first ever playoff win. And now, send it across, and a nice breakout here. They go east-west into the middle. Can't get the shot away. Larson fires it on. It's in the middle. Holtby will hold on, though. And we'll get an offensive zone draw. 15:24 remaining early in overtime. A nice draw win for the Kraken. Into the middle. Big hit in the corner by Draisaitl, but they keep at it. Back out in front. Shot on. Huge save there by Holtby. Alexiak threatening at the point. In the middle, Everly rips one on, and Holtby will hold on to that one as the Kraken start to buzz in overtime. Appleton dumps that one in, and they go for a skate. Bouchard, he's pressured there. Turned over behind the net. Out in front, they score! What a play from the Kraken! And Yarncroke's going to end it in overtime. They turn it over behind the net. Look at that play from Calle Yarncroke, as he absolutely nips one upstairs. What a play. Holtby has no chance on that one. And the Kraken have a 1-0 series lead in round number 1. All right, so game 2 is upon us, but we are going to end the episode here, guys, as an unbelievable season in year 2 for the Seattle Kraken. Really excited about how this franchise has turned out. But guys, make sure you subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Seattle Kraken franchise sim. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, folks.